Bears face the Titans in week 1. This is a huge matchup. Caleb Williams and Will Levis, I cannot wait for this matchup. I think this is going to be, personally, I think it's going to be higher scoring than some might think. I think, the Bears obviously have Caleb, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, revamped offensive line, if you would say. The Titans have Will Levis. They brought in Tony Pollard. They brought in Calvin Ridley to go along with DeAndre Hopkins. They also brought in Tyler Boyd from the Bengals as well at receiver. So they brought in some new weapons. They have Bill Callahan as their offensive line coach. His son and Brian Callahan is the head coach. They're developing the offensive line. So this is a hell of a matchup, man. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, I personally think it's kind of the best case scenario and what you would want out of an opening game. Sometimes the games can become more high profile than they deserve. You got Baltimore, you got the Chiefs. Anytime you've kind of got teams that really went deep into the postseason and they open the season, there can be a lot riding on the first game. But although the Chiefs are a formidable opponent, I think it's a perfect middle of the pack game for Caleb and the Bears to kind of just, I wouldn't say ease into the season, but I would say face a tough, hard-nosed, disciplined opponent. Not like too many crazy storylines. That the game could fly under the radar in terms of like star value. So I think it gives Caleb a chance to kind of get his feet wet as the games ramp up into way bigger and more visible games.
Let me ask you. So the Bears and Titans. I want you to break down the Bears' keys to victory. What do they got to do in order to secure this win against the Titans? And they got Caleb as a rookie quarterback in there. What are the keys to victory?
I think offensively, they've got to have balance, right? Anytime you have a young quarterback, the biggest thing is your running game. That's your best friend. So if they run anywhere from 90 to 120 yards, I think that's going to give the time of possession and the balance enough for him to go out there and make big plays, but not have to be a superhero.
Right.
And defensively, the Bears, they got a brand. The brand is tried and true, like John Deere. The Bears got to stop the run. They've got really good players on the back end of that defense. And they just got to play Bears football, protect the 20s between the 20-yard lines, protect that, make them get big plays, and at least get one turnover to help the young quarterback, Caleb, get back on the field with a short field.
No doubt. And, we talk about that Bears defense. I think that Bears pass rush is going to be a key factor. I mean, the Titans offensive line is going to be improved. They drafted the kid Latham last year. Yep. I think that Bears pass rush is going to be key because Will Levis is coming to sling it. He's got 3 solid wide receivers. He's got Tony Pollard, who can also catch the ball out of the backfield. Him and Tajay Spears, I think, is the other back. What are the keys for the Bears defense to really shut down that Titans offense?
Well, I think it's understanding the matchups, right? Like you said, Levis, he's a dual threat guy. He could run, he can scramble. So they've got to. For one, they've got to bracket him inside the pocket, not let him get out and extend plays because that'll kill you. When you lose contained on the edges, that's the fastest way to a big play on offense. So containing the quarterback, communicating with, these guys haven't played together very much. So it's going to be a big key to communicate and understand what we're doing. The defensive coordinator got to keep the game plan simple so the guys can play fast. They know what to expect. When you have to start calling a ton of blitzes, it's exactly what it's called. It's a blitz and it's a gamble. And if it gets picked up and they don't get home, you're leaving huge voids in the field. So the front four got to get home without calling a lot of blitzes. And on the back end, they got to communicate and play in sync.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about this game. How do you – I want to get your prediction, week 1 prediction. I think the game total is around 46, I want to say off the top of my head. But I think this is going to be, to be honest with you, a higher score. I think it'll be a high scoring game, like, 31-21 type of deal. I think it could be one of those ones, depending on how the game goes, depending on if Caleb Williams plays to the the way he did in the preseason, if Will Levis can build off what we saw last year, I mean, we saw a lot of him towards the end of the year. He led the Titans down. They upset Miami last year. I thought that was like that's the game where I saw Levis. I'm like, all right, he can do it. His debut was great. He started with 4 touchdowns, but I think it'll be high scoring. I think that if the Bears can shut down the Titans offensively, I don't think the Bears are going to have much of a problem scoring, to be honest with you. What do you think? Your prediction on this game?
Man, I gotta say, we're not on the same boat here. I see it a little bit closer to 21-13, and I'm gonna, and I think, no matter who wins, having played in the NFL, I understand that to hit the ground running week 1, you really have to have a lot of kind of like carryover from the other season, guys ready to go. Right. With the shortened amount of tackling and cohesiveness in the preseason, that usually gives a little bit of a lull week 1. So I don't see them lighting up the scoreboard. I see it kind of as a sloppy game with a couple of turnovers. But I definitely don't see the scoreboards lighting up like a Vegas jackpot. Not week 1, not just yet.
So who do you think will win? You said 21-13.
Of course, I gotta go with my Chicago Bears. I'm a Chicago native. To be more specific, Gary, Indiana. If you know that region, then you know what I mean. Listen, man, I've had to watch the Chiefs year in, year out. Even my Bengals, who are my auxiliary team, have some success. I think the Bears are poised to make a big run. They got a generational player in Caleb Williams, and I think it's going to be the beginning of something special. 21-13, Chicago Bears.
See, I said 31-21, but I didn't tell you who I said was winning. I have a Titans shirt on for a reason. This is one of the few games I will bet this week. I am confident in the Titans. I think they will really surprise some people. I'm a believer in Caleb too. I just think they're in a really tough division. I think Jordan Love and the Packers they're legit. As with the Lions, who just have gotten better since last year, and they fucking won half from being in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I see you representing the Titans, and if I was over there, I'd pull that shirt over your head like a hockey player and give you a couple shots, my man, because you can't come on the show with Big Tank representing the ops. But I give you a pass because you my man, B. You my man.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm just giving my genuine take. I legitimately believe the Titans will be better. I legitimately believe that. I mean, that's who I think will win in week 1, personally. I think it'll be kind of an upset. What rookie quarterback has started? Like, I think the statistics of rookie quarterback starting in week 1 isn't great, I would guess. I think, you know what I'm saying? So that's the other thing I'm kind of looking at. Like, I mean, I think I get Caleb look great in the preseason, but he's got Jeffrey Simmons lining up trying to take his head off. You know what I'm saying?
No question. Listen, but the thing I love about Caleb is like I said before, I love the way he sees the game. I love the way listen, when a defensive lineman void their gap and there ends up with 2 guys in 1 gap and there's that space in the middle, he doesn't hesitate. So if he can understand, get those 8 to 10 yards, get down, protect yourself. When I was on a legendary 2006 NFC Championship Bears team, and all the talent that we had, one of our biggest, if we had any problems, was our aggressiveness. And when you get guys in the same gap, just hungry and thirsty to get to that rookie, man, that's where Caleb Williams shines. He loves to see voids there. He'll pick up cheap yards, is what we call them on defense, is yards that we give to you by a mistake that we make. And I think that's one of his strengths. If there's anything that he does well, he sees the rush, he sees the field, he finds the void, he gets first down. So if he does that, those guys are going to have to kind of ease up and game plan their rush lanes a little bit better.